Yeah, I bet they will.
I guess so, because it looks like it's ready to roll. Yeah.
They posted, the chamber posted last night at 31st, they're opening.
But, 8 to 4, I was going to say.
The last 2 weeks, it's gonna be the 24th.
Might have to look off of this.
It'll be right out there, chicken.
That'd be a benefit.
I won't be. Maybe I'll get some mac and
First in line
cheese
for
out of it.
right here.
They supposed to have really good. They also have red beans.
I don't need any shakes in there.
Oh,
I don't.
Yeah,
really?
I
Well, why did we get, that's why you left our Christmas dinner.
No,
This is not gonna.
no, that's what I mean. I ate pumpkin square. I was full.
Glad to remember that.
All right, we're
next year.
good to go.
Go ahead and call the meeting to order. First thing we need to do is get Larry Ladd sworn in for another term in office.
All right, Larry.
It's your turn.
It's again.
Thank you so much. I remember when I first asked you to get involved, and you did have to twist your arm just a little bit. Not much, but just a little bit. I'm thankful that you've come along and lent all your expertise to this great group. Parks are doing so much, and you're a big part of it. I really appreciate you being willing to step up for another 4 years.
Very kind, thank you.
You do, thank you. So with that, I will ask you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Larry Ladd,
I, Larry Ladd,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United
and
States
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and diligently
that I will faithfully, impartially, and diligently
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as a member of the Parks and Recreation Board
as a member of the Parks and Recreation Board
for the City of Warsaw, Indiana,
for the City of Warsaw, Indiana,
according to the law and to the best of my ability.
according to the law and the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor.
So, I will have you sign to make it official. And again, thank you very much for your willingness to serve and your expertise. Most appreciated.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Joe.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. See you.
Now we better approve the minutes.
See you in a little bit.
Okay, next thing up is the approval of the November minutes. Everyone had a chance to read over them?
I have read the minutes and I didn't see anything wrong with them, so I move that we approve the minutes.
Okay, we have a motion to accept. We have a second.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Unfinished business, adoption of the 5-year master plan.
Yeah, I'll let Deb handle that. Go ahead, Deb.
I was just say, I'm just here for,
That's right.
good evening, Deb Schmucker, Cornerstone PDS. Before you this evening, the 5-year master plan has reached its conclusion. The final edits, and we just found 1 or 2 that we're going to tweak, a minor typo here or there. But it's before you for your adoption, adopting resolution this evening, and then that'll be turned into DNR. They will send us back their approval letter, and then we'll put that in, and we'll reprint a whole fresh copy for you, and you all get new ones. That usually takes about 4 to 5 weeks, because most people are just turning in their drafts. We finished our stuff up ahead of time, so. But it probably will be February before you get those, so don't be alarmed if you don't get your final copy till then. But the PDF before you is the plan in its entirety, and it's been a pleasure to work with you and serve you over this last several months.
I would just like to thank you, Deb, for working with our staff and all the work you've did. And, you know, this is a 5-year plan, and it's a great tool. You know, as I look at 2022, there's a lot of things in 2022 that we're doing for sure. So, I mean, the plan's in action, and we continue to use it for the next 5 years. So, thank
It
you.
was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody's had a chance to look over the 5-year plan? If so, if we don't have any questions or problems, we need a motion to accept that.
One of us, Larry.
Go- do my-
I will make a motion that we accept the 5-year plan.
Have a motion to accept, need a second?
Would second that.
Motion and a second to accept the 5-year plan. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Yep, thanks, Deb.
thank you for everything. Next up, the election of officers. First up will be nomination for president.
I'd like to nominate Steve again. I think you've have led this board for many, many years, and there's no reason that I can see to change. So, Steve, I would certainly make that nomination.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Any other nominations? Okay, I guess I better accept.
I should.
Okay. Thank you, Larry. Nominations are now open for vice president.
And I would nominate Larry to continue as vice president.
I'll second that. I can do that.
Yep.
Okay, we have nomination second for Larry. Any other nominations? Okay, you accept?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Now, we're on to Center Lake Beach and amenities discussion.
Yeah, continuing with our Central Park Master Plan, you know, we discussed this boardwalk from Buffalo Street to Bixler Park. That was in our Central Park Master Plan. We've also discussed the removal of the Center Lake Pier. We came up with a drawing with potential ideas that's attached on here, and we'd like your inputs and thoughts on that. You know, some of the things we're proposing along there are taking the former pump house and cutting that down and making that, you know, kind of a deck area that leads into a fishing pier. Of course, removing the pier, like I said, because we had that study from Lakes and Streams that it was preventing the water flow and creating a warm spot for E. coli. Along with that, our insurance company, with the depth of the water now, we've had to remove the diving boards. They don't allow anybody to jump off the pier itself, so that's always a struggle to prevent people from doing that with the pier there. So I think there's a lot of pluses to removing that pier. It also would have a winding sidewalk with new lighting in front of the lakeside of the pavilion. It has a kind of like a handicap ramp that would go up in and be an access to the back of the pavilion with some greenery there. It would go through Kittyland. We would have our kayak kiosks there. We would have beach volleyball there. And then it would carry on down to Bixler Park where the boat ramp is there. But before the boat ramp, we would have possibly another fishing pier there as well. So just an area, I mean, it really defines the area, and, you know, we've looked for activities with swimming, fishing, volleyball, kayak rentals. It alleviates some of the problems and concerns with the current pier. So I think it's a good plan that Justin Taylor, as our city planner, has worked on, and I would just like the input from the board and see if there's anything on there that you dislike or any comments or concerns about it. One thing that's not on there, we would still have a swimming area, but it would be roped off. We would just use the ropes in place of the pier there, and we'd still have lifeguards there. That's one thing that's not shown on that map, but we also have an Aqua Glide that we obtained from the Lilly Center for Lakes and Streams that they used to use on their Lakes Fest days. They've donated that to us, so we plan on using that a couple times this year too, so that would also be in that area.
What
Mm-hmm.
is that?
It's an Aqua Glide. It's kind of like an obstacle course on water.
It's
You
inflatable.
blow this big inflatable up and let the kids go through that, and they can jump off at the end. And good recreation fun, but it's something that we can't leave out all the time because we're afraid of vandalism if somebody would cut it or puncture it. So we plan on using that a couple times a year. So still a lot of water activities. So
And the fishing pier, is that a temporary in and out pier?
that would be, yes, with water flowing underneath it. Mhm.
So Larry, like where the old water, like the thing that jutted out, is that gonna also become a fishing area?
Where the old water pump house is?
Yeah,
Yes, our plan there would be to cut that down and then put a boardwalk over top of that, or, you know, decking over top of that, and then extend the pier out. We don't want to get rid of that whole structure because our Central Park irrigation comes from there. We pull water from Center Lake way out in the center from there, and it goes into a pit there, and then we bring it. We changed that, about a year ago?
Yep.
And it's been the best irrigation that we've had because we're not drawing from the shoreline where the sand and the weeds are getting in our system, so it's important.
so there wouldn't actually be anything going out into the water from there all the way over to the DNR pier in Bixler?
Right.
There would be a fishing pier at that point, and then over at Bixler, there would be another fishing pier, yes,
Okay.
yes. That was the plan.
It's sad to see the big pier go. There's such, I think, an emotional attachment to the old Central Park
Yeah.
beach the way it was. But you say it causes the heating of the water and buildup of E. coli and
Correct.
what else? You mentioned a third thing, I thought.
Well, there's right now, I mean, we used to have diving boards and the tall diving boards, and the water depth was a lot deeper then as well. It's actually too shallow now to have our diving board there. And plus, our insurance company requested us to take it out, and they don't want anybody jumping off the pier as well. So it really serves no purpose other than just a fishing
Emotional
pier that's in
attachment,
the way.
yeah.
And I really like the look of the design there. I mean, it really makes this beachfront look impressive. I mean, we can, the area in front of the pier that's curved there, and our sidewalks and grassed area, I mean, that can all be removed, and just a continuous beach all the way from Buffalo Street all the way to Bixler Park. So I think it'll really be nice.
Yeah, the boardwalk is nice.
Yeah.
And beach volleyball.
Yeah, yep. And that's something that was in our 5-year master
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah. Okay. Any comments? Any more comments? I like it. I think it looks good.
If everybody's happy and good with that, we'll pursue it. That's kind of what we'll do. Go from there.
Possible park north of airport discussion.
Yeah, in our 5-year master plan, several recommendations were brought to our attention. We're about 40 acres below the recommended acreage for community park land, and about 50 acres of natural resource area, trails and greenways are needed by the year 2027. So another recommendation was that we needed parkland north of the town, as we currently don't have anything past or north of US 30. This would benefit the residents of Warsaw as well as Wayne Township. So those were two of the important things that we were looking at. So it was brought to our attention the approval of the airport board and board of directors and airport director Nick King, who is here tonight, and we're looking for a potential 60-acre park north of the east-west runway on County Roads 100 East and 300 North. Justin Taylor, the city planner there, has drawn up a couple of concepts which are attached here. They include many things mentioned in our master plan. Got cricket fields, open green spaces for soccer, there's kickball, ultimate frisbee, basketball courts, tennis pickleball courts, bocce ball courts were expressed in there, 18-hole golf course, disc golf course, excuse me, possible drive-in movie layout for the park movie nights, a 2-mile trail for walking and jogging, restrooms, picnic areas, several picnic areas, just a lot of things that could go into this concept out there. We just wanted to run it by the park board and see if there's any other amenities or that you would like to add to this, or any other amenities that you think that's a duplicate of what we have and aren't necessary out there. But we've met as a board, Larry and Steve and Diane, and some of us have met with some of the other people, and Nick and Justin, to look at this, and kind of came up with some ideas and took things out of our master plan that we thought would be beneficial, some things that we just don't have right now, but other things that would be accessible to the north side of town. You know, there is a lot of residential on that side as well that just don't have any facilities, and that's something that it's really been in our last 2 or 3 master plans that we wanted to look at, but
I know we also talked about the possibility of it either entirely being dog-friendly or at least partially dog-friendly, dogs on leashes, not
Correct,
running
yes.
loose. But,
Yeah.
because a lot of the families complained that they couldn't go and picnic, you know, with their dogs or have a longer walking space. So that 2-mile trail would, I think, be our longest trail in our city
Yeah.
limits. I mean, we help maintain the one out by CCAC, but
yeah.
it would be a long enough trail. And I know both Nick and I have talked to Dr. Carlton there, and she's in favor of going ahead with something like that. It wouldn't in any way compete with the dog park because it won't be a leash-friendly
Yeah.
place, but
Yeah, there's a big difference between a dog park and a
Yeah.
leash-friendly park. And,
Yeah.
you know, that would be surely in the park rules out there if we chose to go that way. So, yeah.
We're
absolutely.
talking the entire park area as being dog-friendly, or an area within this area?
The original discussion would be the whole park, but that would be something in our design, and we'd have to run it, you know, and get your approval and go that route. I mean, we're just in the early stages of everything, so, you know, we would take the discussion that you have now, and the next step would be, if you're favorable for this, we would hire a professional park designer to actually take this area and, you know, really get the grade and the terrain and you know, all the things we want to put in here and see how it all works and just have a total plan. And then from that plan, we could actually go and raise the funds or try to get the funds for this. And then if we had to do it in phases, that's the way we would do it. But Justin, you got anything to add to that? You think?
You're doing great.
Okay.
I just wanted to emphasize that design is just schematic, so
Yeah.
don't get hung up on details of the design. It's just to see what all could fit into the site. It's a fairly large site, so if there were more activities that you guys wanted to program into the site, then now's the time to kind of get those onto the initial concept, and we can develop it further. So.
How many acres is this again?
60 acres.
60.
Nick, do you have anything to add to that? You good? All right.
Did a good job.
All right.
He always does.
But it was nice that, I mean, Nick came forward and, you know, his board is in favor of this. I mean, so that's great. I mean, it's owned by the city already, so that's one cost we won't have, so that makes a bit of a challenge for us not to have to do that, so. But if this is something that the park board is interested in pursuing and think we need to pursue, I would just ask the board for a recommendation to move forward with the, you know, the design process and go on from there. And through this whole design process, I mean, the park board's going to be involved with it, so. Yep.
I think, as you said earlier, we've noted that there's been a lack of facilities out north. There's quite a few homes out there, and it's where it's continued to build. So,
Yes. Yes.
As far as a recommendation, yes, I would recommend that we proceed with looking at developing that for the park
That's a
system.
motion to proceed.
Yes, sir.
We have a motion to proceed on this. Do we have a second?
Sure, I'll second.
Motion and a second to proceed. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You got it.
All right, thank you. We
I
look
think
forward
this is
to
gonna
it.
really be a good deal.
I mean, this could, you know, if this comes to fruition, this could be a game changer for our park system. I mean,
Yeah.
it almost doubles our acreage.
Yeah.
And it's something that, you know, we need as a city to, you know, we're about growth and bringing industry and keeping industry here. And I think this is just one way to, you know, to help that along. I mean, park and recreation is very important.
Okay. Recreation report.
Okay, I would like to give an update on our Light Up the Night event we had on December 3rd. We gave out 500 goodie bags in 40 minutes. We had a lot of people there. We were guessing about 1,300 people probably came through the park that night. So it went really well, and a lot of kids were happy. So, and it was different to have it outside, but it was also nice. We didn't let COVID stop us from having a great event. So, an update on the Daddy's Little Sweetheart Dance. We are completely sold out for Saturday night, and we only have 10 tickets left for Friday night. The contracts were approved for Art in the Park, and the macrame class for March 11th is filling up nicely already. So we thought that would be successful, and it's showing us that it is. So I also applied for the Kosciuszko County REMC Operation Roundup grant, and I am happy to announce that we received that in the amount of $1,500, and we will be using that for Family Carnival. So that is my update.
Well, congratulations, that's great.
Thank
That's
you.
grand. That's good news. That father-daughter dance is really something, isn't it?
It is. It's one of my favorite events. It's very special.
The only thing I would add to that, Stephanie, is that to the board is we're getting real close on securing our concerts for the year, our major concerts too. So hopefully in the next few months we'll have an announcement on those too. But
Yes, we're working on that, and we just got an announcement from Rich last week. So, and I have all of the other concerts contracted for the summer concert series too. So, yeah.
Thank you. Maintenance report.
Yeah, the Christmas display is all down and back in storage. We had a really successful year this year. The weather cooperated really well while the lights were up. There was a lot of people through the park throughout the year, or throughout the month, so that was good to see. Young Tiger football raised $1,452 in the concessions trailer, which they donated back to the parks for future displays. That was really appreciated. We're almost halfway through refurbishing all of our picnic tables. After the picnic tables, we have our park benches, our sawhorse tables, bike racks, lifeguard stands. So I think we're right on pace. We had a lot of bad boards on our picnic tables this year, so it's taking some time, but we're getting there. And then lastly, our border at Byer Park for the playground is complete. So in the spring, all we got to do is get in there and get started putting the playground together, and we should have that knocked out pretty quickly. I believe that's about it.
Okay.
we did receive the benches for that park too. And
Oh,
they're
good.
together, those
Yeah.
memorial benches that were
Yeah.
donated, so we've got those
Yeah,
together too.
we have those.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it takes 8 months to get a bench nowadays,
Yeah.
but we've got them, so that's good.
And it's only 9 months till the Christmas display.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Other matters to come before the board.
I don't have any.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Meeting review, well, 5-year plan is done, and that's always a relief.
Yeah.
And I think she did a good job. We got a good plan this year. Larry was sworn in again. Another good meeting. Appreciate everybody. And with that, we need a motion to adjourn.
I will move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I told my wife it's gonna be a long meeting.
Well, we got a council meeting coming up, don't we? We gotta get out.
Was it coming in here next?
I didn't know how long it was gonna be, so
Thank you, everyone.
still not
You
really.
want to sit over here? I'll just log out and you can take this back.
Well, it won't help for tonight. I'm gonna have to sit here.
Time for triple check.
I just thought I would see it.
Or just do some questions.
Trying to decide, I thought I didn't really have time to.
They said
Time to
more
go
than
back
the
home,
east-west, so
but
it's
then I
a
have
little
to.
crook.
Yes, there's actually a piece of land right there that's somebody's house, but it'd be this corner and then it comes over to this.
Yeah, well, I left it
So it's
because I
like a
thought
big
if I had to, if this went till
So
6,
you
there was
went
no
all
less
around.
than drive
Yes,
home.
around that addition.
And then coming back.
Little acreage right there.
Yeah, he got really ornery at Christmas. The first week that I took him back to things, he was just like, I've never learned anything.
It almost doubled it. We're
Everybody's here
currently
to
at about
see
80.
me, I should jump on everybody, visit everybody. Yeah, because that's what he got, with all the people at my house. And my grandson's stayed for 4 days.
The 5-year plan called for more acreage, like you said, and it called for parks to the north of the city. And this fits the bill for more.
Works out just about.
Yeah.
Stopped at Panda Express, took him in, never had ever.
Correct.
He took the
Yes.
He's never even done that at home. I mean, it happened so fast, I wasn't even expecting it,